Hi everybody. Today on Dear Claire, I'm going to show you how to prune and take care of your plant babies. These are some of mine. I start with a nice glass of peppermint tea, and of course you need your pruning shears. And let's go. Let's get to it. At the end of a long day, I like to come home and just kind of talk to my plant babies because I have no babies. And so this is not what you want to see in a plant. Unfortunately, this was a gift from my in-laws, which they're not going to appreciate when they see this. It is a mum, or it was a mum, and you can see there's a little bit of green left on there, but mostly it's brown. And what you're looking for, well, so there's a bunch of things that you should know first off. You got to figure out whether it's a perennial or an annual. Mums are annuals, so I might just throw this away. We'll see. But if it was a perennial, which means it lasts over and over again every year, then you can trim this up and it'll come back better the next year. This one, I'm not so sure. So I'm trying to take off all the pieces that are dead all the way back to where they terminate at a spot that's actually alive. So I'm trying to find where, like, this goes way back in there, and just get rid of all of the dead back to a major stem. So like this is a perfect example. See how this is mostly dead? I'm gonna take it back to this leaf here and hope that that comes back. So this all applies to exterior plants as well. And we have another additional video that you should check out that talks specifically about plants that you might have outside. Oh, look at how nice that looks. It's almost like it's brand new. The in-laws will never know. I've got a really cool bamboo that we've been nursing for many years here at our house. And this I picked because it gives you a really clear idea of what you need to do when you're pruning perennials. So perennials are pretty much any tree, anything that comes back more than once. So when you're looking at the structure of the plant, you just kind of want to figure out which way the plant wants to go itself, and then how you want to train it. So those two things are typically not going to be aligned. Maybe sometimes, but not likely. And then you always have your handy dandy pruning shears. Make sure these are sharp. I've actually sliced my finger on these. They're real nice. So I don't know if you can see this close up, but see how we've got one big piece of plant material and then a tiny little piece coming off the side. In this instance, I don't particularly love this limb, so I might just want to prune that. I'd just like to apologize real quick before I take this off. I'm so sorry. There we go. Yeah, so what I was talking about is that there's the way you want the plant to look, and then there's the way that the plant wants to grow. And those two things are not the same. They're never the same, in fact. So when you're looking at this, I mean, this is a perfect example. You see how this grew with this crazy, probably not the way I would have chosen to have this grow, but that is not really something we can remedy. But there are things you can do to encourage it to do what you want it to do. So for instance, you're going to see on this plant there are tiny little leaves. And this you can encourage, depending on what fertilizer you use, it will encourage it to flower or not. And this particular plant is a lot like a lot of perennials. They lose their leaves. This plant will actually lose all of its leaves in the fall and then come back, just like any tree. Most trees or flowering plants will sometimes just totally die off. But you're gonna wanna, what's called deadheading, you're gonna wanna take these little pieces of flower and pull them off so that a new flower can grow in its place. And there's another one up here, if you can see that. And then of course, you wanna make sure that you take off any limbs that just are dead, like this one right here. Point to this. It doesn't have any flowers or any leaves on it whatsoever. You're going to want to chop that off because that's taking food and nutrients away from the plant, and it's not actually doing it any good. So you can't prune everything back to exactly how you want it to look the first year. You're going to want to do it just slowly and gradually. So, you know, maybe one limb here, one limb there, the next year do the same thing. And eventually you'll get it to the shape that you want it, but it's gonna take a while to do it. And hopefully that helps. If you liked this video, click the like button below, and of course subscribe to our channel so you get all the new weekly content. If you have a comment or question, comment below and I'll get to you as soon as I can. I hope you have a great week. Thanks for tuning in.